everybody. Welcome to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm sorry if the frame is still catching up or anything. For some reason, it's acting a little slow right now, but hopefully it catches up or things good. So, welcome back to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast. My name is Samantha Genzer, and I'm going to be your show host for you guys today. We have a very exciting episode for you guys. We're going to be covering MyKayla Skinner's controversial comments on the gymnastics Olympic team and the drama that followed, WNBA recent games, the Aramco Team Series in London, the Golden Boot race in the NWSL, and make sure you guys stay till the end of the show to hear about the rivalry between Olympic swimmers in Australia and the US as they're heading to the Olympic Games, and all that drama is just really heating up right now. It's good drama, I'll give you that. So before we begin, I wanted to ask you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. Also, we do get a lot of questions that come from viewers during the show, so to ensure that your questions get read and answered on the air, I ask that you use the link gsmcpodcast.net. This puts your questions at the top of the list so that I see them, and of course, it really helps the show. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net. Now, let's get started. I hope you guys enjoy today's content. Okay, so we're going to be starting today's episode by talking about some beef, drama, gossip. It's good stuff. We're going to talk about MyKayla Skinner's comments on the gymnastics Olympic team, reactions, and basically everything that was related to it and followed it. This drama has been trending on TikTok, and I've been on so hardcore focused on it. Okay, so let's get into it. There's a lot to unpack here. MyKayla Skinner won silver on the vault at the 2021 Games and was an alternate for the 2016 Olympic team. So if you are recognizing her name, that's where it's from. At the 2020 or 2021 Games, she finished in 11th place in the all-around and 4th on the vault. So she initially did not qualify to either final, and Simone Biles, Jade Carey, and Sunisa Lee all finished ahead of her. Just keep that in mind that they finished ahead of her. While Biles dropped out, though, Skinner took her place in the vault final, finishing second for the silver medal. Following the Olympic Games, she announced she would retire from competitive gymnastics, and her career as an athlete came to an end, pretty much. But here is what Skinner actually said. She posted a video of her that has been deleted, saying, quote, besides Simone, I feel like the talent and depth just isn't like what it used to be. Just notice, obviously a lot of the girls don't work as hard. The girls just don't have the work ethic. And it's hard too because it's a safe sport. Coaches can't get on athletes, and they have to be really careful what they say, which in some ways is really good, but at the same time, to get to where you need to be in gymnastics, you need to have to be, I feel like, a little aggressive and a little intense, unquote. So the U.S. Center for Safe Sport is a nonprofit organization that was created to help end abuse in athletes and athletics in general. So that's what she's referring to here. In a response to her comments, Simone Biles posted on Threads on July 3rd, "Not everyone needs a mic and a platform." Biles always has the best comebacks, so simple, yet they mean so much. Do y'all remember when she was on Dancing with the Stars and she said to one of the judges, "Smiling doesn't win you gold medals"? That was so iconic. I love her. Anyway, Shawn Johnson also on July 3rd responded to Skinner's comments, showing confidence in the group of gymnasts traveling to Paris. Johnson said, quote, "I think we have a phenomenally strong team as far as difficulty level and scores are concerned. I do think we are the front runners by many, many points. And so as long as they go out there and do their thing, no, I don't think there's any concern. I think our team and the atmosphere and the whole vibe of the USA Gymnastics looks completely different than it ever has. I think there's been a lot of really massive systemic changes, and you're seeing that in how old the girls are and how they're showing themselves out. They're having more fun, they're engaging with each other, they seem lighter, they seem happier, they seem like they're truly enjoying the sport," unquote. So Skinner made an appearance after the backlash on social media, claiming that her words were misinterpreted. So here are some quotes she said in the video in her apology. Quote, "A lot of the stuff that I was talking about wasn't always necessarily about the current team, because I love and support all the girls that made it, and I'm so proud of them. It was more about going back into my own gym. Just the work ethic is different compared to when we were doing gymnastics in the Marta era," her former team coordinator. Sorry for everything that got out of context or seemed hurtful. Throughout the video, I was so pumped for the girls, and it was so fun watching trials and doing a live with everybody. I love those girls, and I'm seriously so happy for them. I would never do anything to make them feel otherwise. So sorry if that came out wrong. That was not my intentions at all." Unquote. After this apology video was released, Skinner received more backlash, more directed towards her apology this time, and saying that her comment was misinterpreted. That whole thing just started more beef itself. Former gymnast Vanessa Adler defended the team, writing on Instagram that she's, quote, "never seen so much depth in a gymnastics squad." She also wrote, quote, "The words that you said cannot be misinterpreted. They're just petty and mean. That's all there is to it. Maybe you should take a lesson from these Olympic athletes on how to be supportive and uplifting to other women," unquote. Also, Jordan Childs' mom, Gina, took to X or Twitter and commented, quote, "Whoa, she really said that out loud and posted it. That's something, ... unquote. And then former gymnast Kathy Johnson posted on X advising, quote, "My advice is to focus on all the positive and special aspects of the Five Phoenixes. Let the unpleasant turd lie in its own stinkiness. If the owner won't clean it up after being asked, acknowledge it for what it is and avoid it. If you've encountered it, wash it off," unquote. Very metaphorical advice right there. So let me talk about my take and opinions on this drama. First off, I'm obsessed with every single person on the gymnastics team. Y'all know that, including the 4 alternates, traveling and non-traveling. I have been watching all of them for a while, and they will never fail to impress me. They all have different strengths, and none of them have true weaknesses, but let's say one of them isn't the best in one event, some other teammate picks up the score in that event. The team has undoubtedly so much depth. Like, you cannot argue that they don't have depth. I have so much faith for them in the Olympic Games. I know all of them are going to do amazing. Yes, it is true that Simone Biles is technically way ahead of everyone else, especially in terms of difficulty, but that doesn't mean that the other gymnast difficulty level is not super duper high, because it is super duper high. They all have a really solid difficulty level coming into the games, and there is a reason they were all super strong throughout the entire trials and came out very much on top. What Skinner said about these gymnasts is completely, utterly disrespectful and untrue. To say that the talent and depth aren't what they used to be and that the girls don't work as hard undermines the incredible dedication and effort these athletes put in daily. Also, technically, the skills have increased tremendously in the past years. Like, Biles created different skills known as the Biles. So there's new skills that were introduced. So it's not like the difficulty hasn't decreased at all. There's been different skills, and like, they're bringing in different attributes and different skills here. Skinner herself knows the intense sacrifices and commitment required to compete at such a high level, so it's baffling why she would belittle fellow gymnasts' hard work. It's one thing to have an opinion, but it's entirely another to publicly discredit and demotivate those who are carrying on the legacy of excellence in USA gymnastics. Also, the current gymnastics team, like I said, has shown incredible talent and depth, so these comments don't even make sense. Simone Biles continues to set new standards with her unparalleled skills and consistency. Jade Carey and Sunisi Lee have both demonstrated exceptional performances that have earned them a top place in international competitions. The notion that today's athletes lack work ethic or talent is not only unfounded, but also dismisses the countless hours of training, sacrifices, and dedication these athletes put in, and I really can't emphasize that enough. We are all entitled to our own opinion, that's true, but she's literally putting down other women, the women that are competing and have worked so incredibly hard to make the Olympic team. Now, addressing Skinner's remarks about Safe Sport, it's crucial to understand that Safe Sport's mission is a positive and necessary development in athletics. Safe Sport was established to protect athletes from abuse and ensure a safe and supportive environment. But coaches can still push their athletes to achieve greatness, and it kind of irks me a bit on what she said about Safe Sport, because it completely discredited exactly what it stands for. Safe Sport isn't trying to take away the whole culture that coaches push their athletes and train them. It's trying to create not an abusive environment for athletes. There's levels of being pushed, and Safe Sport tries to avoid people crossing the line and such. So the fact that she said that coaches can't, quote, get on athletes just seems to me that she meant that the sport nowadays is too soft because coaches can't be abusive and intensely and put intense pressure on their athletes in an abusive way, if that makes sense. I don't know. It just kind of like irked me a bit. I don't know if I'm explaining my opinion on that very well, but I just didn't have a good impression on what she said about Safe Sport. Lastly, I want to talk about how Skinner's comments are particularly damaging to the women's sports community. At a time when we are striving for greater recognition, equality, and support for women athletes, such divisive remarks can be incredibly hurtful. Women in sports need to uplift and encourage each other, not tear each other down. The strength of the gymnastics team and any sports team comes from unity and mutual respect. Women in sports needs to uplift and encourage each other, not tear each other down with that. The strength of any sports team, including gymnastics, I completely just blanked on what word I was trying to say. But yeah, like I said, it comes from unity and mutual respect on one another. Like, even if there's an individual competition, you're all working together to earn a score and win as a country. But the whole picture here is when female athletes support one another, they create a powerful network that can drive positive change, challenge stereotypes, and inspire the next generation of athletes. By singing together, they can amplify their voices and ensure that their achievements are recognized and celebrated. And these words that she used were very hurtful towards the women's sports community as a whole. Like, we really need to focus on uplifting each other, and we've had that struggle in some other sports too. So seeing those comments were very frustrating, because it was like, I wish that we could just be positive, because it does hurt the community. It does hurt what we're striving for, and we're striving for equality and recognition in women's sports. Okay, so we're now going to move into our next segment where we recap recent WNBA games. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a quick break, so I will see you guys very soon.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I am currently having trouble with the live streaming. On one of our YouTube channels, it says it is not live streaming, so I was trying to figure that out. So I'm hoping that it's not working. I don't know, but hopefully I'll figure that out. I apologize, though. So we just got done talking about MyKayla Skinner's comments and beef about the Olympic gymnastics team, and now we're going to recap some recent WNBA games. We are going to start with the games on Wednesday, July 3rd, and go all the way till the games that happened yesterday. Okay, so let me pull up the pictures we got here, as always. Okay, so on Wednesday, July 3rd, we only had one game, and that was the Phoenix Mercury v. Dallas Wings. This was not a shock, as to who won. Kalea Copper scored 34 points, including a late three-pointer, and Brittany Griner added 24 points to help the Phoenix Mercury beat the Dallas Wings 104-96. Phoenix was up after 61-43 early in the third quarter after a three-point play by Griner. Oh my gosh, I just lost my voice. Sorry about that. Before Dallas got to within 99-96 on two free throws by Enrique Angboale with about 2 minutes left. Those would be the last points the Wings would score, as Dallas missed two shots over the next 80 seconds. Copper then sealed the win, hitting a three-pointer with 23 seconds left. Diana Taurasi finished with 16 points, and Rebecca Allen scored 14 for Phoenix. Natasha Cloud added 10 points and 10 assists. And she scored 14 of her career-high 36 points in the third quarter. And the Wings scored 33 points, which was their highest scoring quarter this season as they trimmed the 18-point deficit. After this game, Dallas had dropped 14 of its last 15 games. They're not looking too hot at all, although I will say that this better quarter was a good prediction of how they could possibly improve for the next game, because they did end up winning their next game. Also, it just says on here that it is not live streaming, and I am very concerned on that. So I sincerely apologize if the live streaming is not working on both YouTube channels now. Okay, anyway, on Thursday, July 4th, we had two games, and it was a fun way to celebrate the 4th of July. The Minnesota Lynx and Connecticut Sun went head-to-head, with the Sun coming out on top, 78-73. Dewanna Bonner scored 24 points. Alyssa Thomas recorded a triple-double with 14 assists, 13 points, and 10 rebounds. And Jonah Carrington made crucial plays in the final moments to help the Sun defeat the Lynx. Lynx star Nafisa Collier left late in the third quarter with a foot injury, scoring 9 points and ending her streak of 29 consecutive games with double-figure points. Bonner shot 10 of 16 with 2 3-pointers and grabbed 9 rebounds. Thomas matched her season high for assists, and Carrington added 17 points, including 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Elena Smith led the Lynx with 14 points before fouling out, and Kayla McBride contributed 13 points and 8 rebounds. The Lynx tied the game at 64 early in the fourth quarter, but Bonner responded with a 3-pointer and a 3-point play to secure the lead for the Sun. Carrington's late-game defense and free throws sealed the victory. Also that night, Kelsey Plum scored 28 points, including 6 3-pointers, leading to the Las Vegas Aces to their 6th consecutive victory with a 98-77 win over the Washington Mystics. Jackie Young added 20 points and 10 assists for the Aces, while Asia Wilson contributed 18 points and 9 rebounds. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough led the Mystics with 19 points off the bench. Ariel Atkins had 18 points, and Emily Engsler chipped in 10 points and 8 rebounds. The Aces took a 23-20 lead at the end of the first quarter and extended it with an 18-3 run in the second quarter, leading 48-35 at halftime. Las Vegas maintained their dominance throughout the game, with Plum hitting consecutive 3-pointers to stretch the lead to 30 points in the third quarter. This one marks the Aces' second victory over the Mystics in 3 games. Moving on to Friday, July 5th games, Arike Ngambale scored 19 points, and JC Sheldon hit a career-high 5 3-pointers, finishing with a career-best 17 points, leading the Dallas Wings to a 85-82 victory over the Atlanta Dream. The Dream shot 56% from the field, but committed a season-high 28 turnovers, with 16 steals by Dallas, leading to 38 points for the Wings. In the final minutes, Ngambale's 3-point play and Tiara McCowan's free throws, followed by a turnover and McCowan's basket, gave Dallas a 74-71 lead. Odessi Sims hit a crucial 3-pointer to extend the lead to 77-73. Despite Alicia Gray's 4-point play attempt and subsequent scoring by both teams, Ngambale's free throws and the closing seconds secured the win for Dallas. McCowan added 16 points and 11 rebounds for Dallas. Sims contributed 14 points and 7 assists, and Natasha Howard scored 10 points. Gray led the Dream with 19 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds, while Haley Jones added a season-high 16 points. Tina Charles with 12 points passed Tamika Catchings to move into third on the WNBA career scoring list with 7,383 points. The Wings, trailing 61-60 at the end of the third quarter, secured their first win in a while when behind after 3 quarters. Also that day, Kennedy Carter scored a season-high 33 points, and rookie Angel Reese extended her WNBA single-season record for consecutive double-doubles to 12, helping the Chicago Sky defeat the Seattle Storm 88-84. Carter shot 15 of 24 from the field, while Reese scored a career-high 27 points and grabbed 10 rebounds. Reese, leading the WNBA in rebounds, made 8 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3-point range, and 9 of 10 free throws, including 4 of 4 in the final 20 seconds to secure the win. Despite a late surge by Seattle with key plays from Jewel Lloyd, Jordan Horston, and Easy McBoiger, Reese's free throws sealed the victory. Seattle was led by Horston with a season-high 20 points. Nika Agmumike added 16 points, Lloyd 13, and McBoiger had 13 points, 8 rebounds, and a career-high 8 blocks. Skylar Diggins-Smith finished with 12 points and 9 assists. Chicago rookie center Camila Cardoso contributed 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. The third game that night was the Las Vegas Aces v Los Angeles Sparks. Derica Hamby scored 28 points and grabbed 14 rebounds, and Ari McDonald hit 4 three-pointers, finishing with a career-high 23 points to help the Los Angeles Sparks beat the Las Vegas Aces 98-93 in overtime on Friday night, snapping their 8-game losing streak. This was an incredible game. I really thought that the Aces would come out on top. I mean, I feel like that was like a solid prediction, but Sparks really had it this game, and they gave me a lot of hope for their future. Rakia Jackson added 14 points, and Stephanie Talbot contributed 13 points with a career-high 9 assists for the Sparks, who won for the first time since June 9th when they last defeated the Aces. In the final moments of regulation, Talbot found Hamby for the layup to tie the game, and then assisted Lyshia Clarington for a jumper, giving LA a 92-90 lead. Chelsea Gray missed a crucial three-point attempt for the Aces, and Talbot fed Hamby again, who converted a layup and the ensuing free throw to extend the lead to 95-90 with 25 seconds left. Asia Wilson led the Aces with 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 blocks. Kelsey Plum added 21 points, including 4 three-pointers, and Jackie Young scored 18 points. Despite the Aces scoring 15 of the first 19 points in the fourth quarter to take the lead, the Sparks managed to force overtime with key plays from Hamby and Talbot. Hamby's three throws tied the game at 82, all with 37 seconds left in regulation, and Talbot's late score forced overtime, where the Sparks ultimately secured the victory. On Saturday, July 6th, Caitlin Clark, of course, made WNBA history. Caitlin Clark recorded the first triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history, helping Indiana to an 83-78 victory over New York at Cambridge Fieldhouse, ending the Fever's 9-game losing streak to the Liberty. Clark finished with 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. Indiana outscored New York by 12 points in the final quarter. Clark had 11 points in the first quarter, topped double figures in assists in the third, and reached 10 rebounds in the fourth. Her three-point play and Kelsey Mitchell's three-pointer tied the game at 75 with 2 minutes 31 seconds remaining. Eli Boston's score of a steal gave Indiana the lead, and Lexi Hull's layup extended it. Boston and Mitchell's free throws secured the win. New York struggled with three-point shooting, making only 10 of 42 attempts, which is insane. Sabrina Ionescu led with 22 points. Beniha Laney Hamilton added 20. Brianna Stewart had 14, and John Cole Jones grabbed 12 rebounds. Indiana coach Christy Sides praised Kate Clark's performance and the team's defensive effort, especially in the final moments. Boston noted their improved resilience under pressure. New York coach Sandy Brondello criticized Liberty's lack of urgency. Indiana's win was their first against New York since May 2022, and they now lead the all-time series 50-41. During the second game on Saturday, the Minnesota Lynx beat the Washington Mystics 74-67, despite not having three-time All-Star Nafisa Collier due to a foot injury. Jade Melbourne's layup cut Washington deficits to 67-64 with 5 minutes 50 seconds left, but the Mystics struggled, hitting only 1 of 10 shots and committing 4 turnovers afterwards. Bridget Carlton's three-pointer kept Minnesota ahead for the remainder of the game. The Lynx saw contributions from Carlton with 13 points and Cecilia Zandalasini with 10 points. Ariel Atkins and Shatori Walker-Kimbrough each scored 15 points, led the Mystics, who have lost 4 of their last 5 games. Maisha Hines-Allen added 11 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, while Aliyah Edwards scored 10 points. The Mystics, tied with the Los Angeles Sparks and Dallas Wings for the fewest wins this season, rallied in the second quarter with a 13-2 run and closed the half with a 7-0 spurt to tie the game at 36. They started the second half with another 7-point run, but Minnesota's strong first quarter, including a 14-2 run and forcing 7 turnovers, helped secure their victory. Yesterday, we had 4 really good, juicy games. In the first game, the Connecticut Sun beat the Atlanta Dream 82-67, marking their 3rd consecutive win. Tiffany Mitchell added 13 points, and Brianna Jones scored 11 for Connecticut. Alyssa Thomas contributed 7 points, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds. Connecticut took control with a 9-0 run in the first quarter and maintained the lead throughout the game. They led 34-24 at halftime and expanded their lead to 18 points by the end of the third quarter, thanks to a 33-point third quarter surge. Atlanta struggled, scoring only 8 points in the second quarter and committing 5 turnovers. Alicia Gray led the Dream with 19 points, followed by Tina Charles with 13 points and Nia Coffey with 11. The Dream, missing key players Ryan Howard, Cheyenne Parker Tyus, Ariel Powers, and Jordan Canada due to injuries, have lost 4 straight games in 7 of their last 8. Connecticut, now tied with the New York Liberty for the best record in the WNBA, will face New York next on Wednesday. During the second game, A'ja Wilson scored 28 points, becoming the Las Vegas Aces' all-time leading scorer as they defeated the Dallas Wings 104-85. Wilson also grabbed 10 rebounds, contributing for her 11th double-double of the season, and surpassed Sophia Young-Malcolm's franchise record with 4,301 career points. Kelsey Plum, I always call her Plum for some reason, but Kelsey Plum contributed 23 points, Jackie Young added 18, and Chelsea Gray scored 12 for the Aces. Wilson and Plum combined for 26 points in the first half, helping the Aces secure a 51-48 lead in halftime. The Aces extended their lead with a 9-0 run early in the third quarter, capped by Alicia Clark's three-pointer. Despite efforts by the Wings led by Odessi Sims with 25 points, the closest they got was an 8-point deficit early in the fourth quarter. Natasha Howard and Arike Agboale added 14 and 13 points respectively for Dallas. The Aces recovered from a recent loss from the Los Angeles Sparks and set a season high for points in a game, marking their second 100-point game this season. In the third game, Nika Agwamike scored 24 points and grabbed 12 rebounds to lead the Seattle Storm to an 84-71 victory over the Chicago Sky, and Angel Reese set a WNBA record for consecutive double-doubles with 13 games. Joy Lloyd, who had a slow first half with just 2 points, finished with 20 points. Skylar Diggins-Smith contributed 15 points and 8 assists, while Izzy McGuire added 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 blocks for Seattle. Reese led Chicago with 17 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 steals, tying Candace Parker's record for the longest double-double streak in league history. Kennedy Carter scored 21 points, and Marina Mabrey added 14 points and 6 assists for the Sky. Chicago started strong, leading 12-3 as Seattle struggled with 1 of 15 shooting. However, the Storm surged back, taking the lead briefly in the second quarter. Chicago led 39-31 at halftime, but Seattle outscored them 29-14 in the third quarter to gain a 7-point lead heading into the fourth. An 11-2 run by the Sky cut the deficit to 3 points late in the game, but the Storm responded with 12 consecutive points to secure the win. The Storm improved their shooting from 29% in the first half to 54% in the second half. Lastly, the fourth game Sunday was a win for the Mercury. Natasha Cloud scored a career-high 31 points, and Kalea Copper added 25 points and 10 rebounds, leading the Mercury to an 84-78 victory over the Los Angeles Sparks. Derica Hamby hit a step-back three-pointer, giving the Sparks their first lead since the early game, but Phoenix quickly responded with key plays from Brittany Griner and Copper. The teams traded leads until Makia Herbert-Harrigan, making her first career start, hit a crucial three-pointer to put Phoenix ahead 78-76 with about a minute remaining. Rikia Jackson tied the game for the Sparks, but Cloud's finger roll and subsequent free throws secured the win for Phoenix. So that concludes a recap of the recent WNBA games. We are now going to move on to the next segment where we recap the Aramco Team Series in London. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about or recapping recent WNBA games, and now we're going to recap the Aramco Team Series. Before we begin, I wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. Also, this link does put your questions at the top of the list so that I see them and they get read on the air, so you get that, fun little interactive aspect of the GSMC Sports Network. And of course, your support and help is really appreciated, and it makes a huge difference. I also wanted to remind you guys to stay to the end of the show to hear about some interesting competitive aspects between the USA swimmers and Australian swimmers heading into the Olympics. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get started talking about the Aramco Team Series. This golf competition is part of the Ladies European Tour, or LET, or LET, whatever you want to call it. I call it the LET, but apparently people call it the LET. I don't know. I've only heard people calling it the LET, so I only call it the LET. Anyway, this competition is very different. It consists of 5 events in 3 different continents. And on July 3rd to the 5th, we had round 3 in London at the Centurion Club. The golfers compete for a $1 million purse. Hyo Jo Kim and Alexandra Fosterling won the first 2 rounds this year. It's also a team event in a way, so I will hopefully make this the most comprehensible as possible, because with names and teams it can be very confusing sometimes. So let me first talk about Nelly Korda. She was supposed to compete in this tournament, and I was really looking forward to watching her, as one always is. She was supposed to, be one of the leading contenders to possibly be in the top 10. Obviously, she's Nelly Korda, but she had to drop out because she got bit by a dog. She said the incident happened the Saturday before while she was in Seattle. Korda said in response to her withdrawal from the competition, quote, "I need time to receive treatment and recover fully. I apologize to the LAT, the sponsors, and my fans for my absence. Thank you for your understanding, and I look forward to returning to the course soon," unquote. While Korda's play has had a bit of a rough stretch recently, she started this year on one of the hottest tiers in recent memory, winning 6 times on the LPGA Tour before the calendar turned to June. Korda will need to heal up pretty quickly, and I really hope she does, as there are some huge events coming up on the women's golf calendar. The Umundi Evian Championship, a major, kicks off on July 11th, while the Olympics tournament in France is slated to go down in early August. So hopefully she will be okay by then. I'm hoping for a steady recovery for her. Now let's begin recapping the competition. During day 1, Ireland's Leona Maguire fired a 7 under par 66 to take the sole lead, with 4 birdies on her front 9. I keep losing my voice. I'm so sorry, guys. With 4 birdies on her front 9, 3 on her back 9, and an impressive up and down to stay par on 18, Maguire broke away from Austria's Sarah Schober, holding a 1-shot lead. Maguire's brilliance also drove her team to the top of the team leaderboard, tied top alongside Team Holland Team Iditarod on 14 under par, heading into the second and final day of the team competition. The world number 32, who is set to represent the Republic of Ireland at the Summer of Olympics in Paris, was full of praise for her team, which included Liz Young and Marta Sanbrario. Narita Iditarod, who sits T3 on the individual leaderboard, scored 4 birdies on her front 9 to help her team leap into first place early in the day, having started in the morning. Sarah Schober, who missed the cut in last week's VP Bank Swiss Open, carded 7 birdies in her round of 6 under par and sits just 1 shot back from the lead overnight. World number 8 and the favorite last week, Charlie Hull, was forced to withdraw only after 6 holes played due to a shoulder injury. It was very unfortunate that Hull would have to miss out on the rest of the competition, especially because I was really looking forward to seeing her make it on the top 10, but it's best that she focuses on her injury before the Olympics come around. During day 2, Maguire still was absolutely dominating the competition. She took a 2-shot lead into the final round. Maguire added a second round of 72 to her opening 66 at Centurion Club to reach 8 under par with Solheim Cup teammate Georgia Hall, her nearest challenger, following her a second consecutive 70. After making a bogey on her first hole of the day, the 10th, Maguire responded with a birdie on the 13th, only to give the shot straight back to the next. Birdies on the 3rd and 6th ensured Maguire remained on top of the leaderboard as Hall suffered a poor finish to her round, the world number 38 racing to the turn in 31, but coming home in 39 after dropping shots on the 7th and 8th. The other Irish competitor in the field, Lauren Walsh, carded a 75 to go along with her opening 73. Starting on the 10th, Walsh had a double bogey on 12 and bogeys on 14 and 16, but her round improved across her final 9 holes where she picked up 2 shots. Her tour final saw her through to the final round. So speaking of the final round, on day 3, Maguire eagled the final hole to take the win of her first ever Ladies European Tour title, so she made history for her. Maguire, who has been LPGA Tour wins and 2 LPGA Tour wins and 2 victories on the Symetra Tour, so I just want to make that clear, carded a final round 73 to finish at 8 under par and Saints Maria Hernandez by 1. She becomes the first ever Irish woman to win on the LUT, actually, which I did not know that until like this weekend. So I was like pretty sure that she has become the first one. It looked like Hernandez had done enough for at least a playoff thanks to a boogie-free 5 under 68 until Maguire struck a wonderful hybrid into the par 5 18th hole at the Touring Club to set up a tricky eagle putt from inside 10 feet. Maguire's left to right effort found the bottom of the cup to steal the title away from the Spaniard in a topsy-turvy level par final round that included a double bogey, 3 boogies, 3 birdies, and the closing eagle. The stars of the LET and LPGA head to France next week for the 4th major of the season, the Evian Championship, where Celine Boutier defends the title she won last year by 6. The field is set to be stacked, although Lexi Thompson is set to skip the major once again. The next Aramco Team Series event takes place at a yet-to-be-announced location in Asia from the 4th to the 6th of October. So to end this segment, I'm going to go over the individual scores and the team scores. Starting with the individual scores, first, like I went over, was Leona Maguire at 66, and second was Sarah Schnober representing Austria at 67. Tied at third at 69 was Nuria Idiraz from Spain, Megan Dennis from England, and Chloe Williams from Wales. Tied at 6 at 70 was Laura Ferencz-Stark from Germany, and Hannah Screen and Georgia Hall, both from England. Tied at 9th with a score of 71 was Moye Folk from Sweden, Annabelle Dimmock from England, Stephanie Kuriko from Austria, Anna Nordquist from England, Liz Young also from England, and Anne-Charlotte Moore from France. In 16th place with a score of 72 was Ines Lelalech from Morocco, Marianne Skartnord from Norway, Shannon Tan from Singapore, Kim Rochero from Switzerland, Nasty. Guys, I am so sorry with that I am butchering some of these names. I sincerely apologize. I'm just so bad at pronouncing names. That is a serious problem that I have. Nastasia Nadoud from France, Leanne Pace and Nicole Garcia from Russia, and Scylla Kilker from Sweden. Tied at 24th place with a score of 73 was Maria Hernandez from Maria. Oh my gosh, Maria? That is so weird. I know how to pronounce Maria. See, that's the thing, is I always pronounce names correctly in my head, but then as soon as I open my mouth, it's not even close at all, and I'm really sorry about that. Maria Hernandez from Spain, Fernanda Larry from Mexico, Fatima Fernandez Cano from Spain, Allison Lee from the US, Dorothy Forbridge from Norway, Ursula Wickstrom from Finland, Agath Suzanne from France, Patricia Isabel Schmidt from Germany, Lily Mae Humphreys from England, Cassandra Alexander from Russia. I'm so sorry if you hear my dog barking in the background. She is not very scary, but she thinks she is. Virginia Elena Carta from Italy, Carrie Sharia. Okay, so I actually know a girl who pronounced her name Kira this way, but then I also hear people pronounce it Charia, and I can't figure out but we're gonna go Kira. Okay, sorry guys. Kira Termelini from Switzerland, Tavessa Malik from India, Hannah Burke and Annabelle Fuller from England, and Laura Walsh from Ireland. For the teams, Team Nadad was in first, representing France. On the team was Nastasia Nadad, Kristina Napoleova, Maria Pratt, and George Brookbanks. The second place team was Team Hall representing England. The team consisted of Georgia Hall, Hannah Burke, Lena Belmonte, and Shane Hart-Jones. And third was Team Maguire representing Ireland, and that team consisted of Leona Maguire, Liz Young, Marta Sands-Barrio, and Yana Wilson. So we're now going to move into the next segment where we talk about the Golden Boot race and the National Women's Soccer League. Before we begin, I just want to say that the Aramco Team Series is more focused on your individual performance. I feel like that's where most recognition gets made, especially considering that Leona Maguire was the first ever person from Ireland to win an LET competition or event. So the individual scores kind of get more recognition, but the team is still important because it adds up in the final. So now we're going to move into the next segment for talking about the NWSL Golden Boot Race, and we're going to take a short break before we begin. So I will see you guys really soon, and I will get to you guys right back after the break.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels of One Sports podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about the Aramco Team Series in London, and now we're going to talk about the Golden Boot race top contenders in the NWSL, or National Women's Soccer League. The race for the 2024 NWSL Golden Boot may be one of the wildest in league history. Sophia Smith claimed the 2023 award, scoring 11 goals for the Portland Thorns, but the U.S. Women's National Team star figures to have some major competition around the NWSL this season. Smith is expected to contend again, but the competition will be fierce, obviously. Barbra Banda from Orlando Pride, Kansas City Current duo Temwa Chawinga and Bia Zanner Arado, Washington Spirit pair Corey Bethune and Olemada Sarr are all pushing to be the top goal skiers in the league. So in this segment, we are going to talk about who has the most goals scored in the league so far, so y'all know who to keep an eye on to win this award. So technically, I just want to give a little disclaimer. Technically, Barbra Banda is in the lead with 12 goals. She had a game this week, and I did not take that game into account when tallying up all the goals. So I have her tied with Temwa Chawinga from the Kansas City Current, like I said. But just keep in mind that I messed up on that. So she technically is leading with 12 goals because she scored 1 on this week in her game. But when I made this, it was tied with 11. So just keep that in mind that I am incorrect on that. And I sincerely apologize. But also it's 11, 12, it's close. It's close number. So it's fine. It's chill. Okay. So technically tied in this video with 11 goals is Barbra Banda from Orlando Pride and Temwa Chawinga of the Kansas City Current. While Chawinga has taken 15 goals to reach 11 NWSL goals, Banda has done it in only 11. Chawinga was the more prolific scorer in June, but Banda remains the most lethal striker in the league altogether. I think that Banda is going to outscore Chawinga, though, by 3 more goals. Honestly, she's always strong. She's always a strong player, and I swear, I'm always she's gonna score a goal. So I have a feeling that she's going to win this award. Over the past month, Banda continued her seemingly unstoppable run of form for Orlando Pride by scoring twice in a 6-0 drubbing of Utah Royals and once more in a 3-0 win over Angel City. I also want to note that Chawinga leads in shots taken and shots on target list in the NWSL right now. So it is important to note that Chawinga is leading in that, which does contribute to the likelihood of possibly getting a lot more goals. So let's talk about Barbra Banda's 11 goals. This was Banda's first time playing with the Orlando Pride in the season, so she made headlines just by being there. By the end of her third game with the Orlando Pride, Banda secured a total of 3 goals. On May 1st, Banda scored 2 goals against the North Carolina Courage. Also that game, Banda was able to record a brace with goals in both the first and second half. The brace and assist made Banda the first player in NWSL history to have a goal and assist in her first 2 starts, and the first player with 5 goal contributions in her first 2 starts. Banda works really well with Ali Watt, and it showed a lot during that game, particularly. With the end of the half approaching, Orlando extended its lead to another Banda-Watt connection. Banda controlled the ball at the center circle and sent it in a pass to Watt on the outside of the Courage defense. Watt dribbled and sent a cross from just inside the box in front of the goal to Banda, who directed the shot for a 2-goal lead. Banda scored her 6th goal of the season at the May 5th game against the Racing Louisville. The Pride secured a 1-0 win against the team, and the goal was scored in the 17th minute, so pretty early on, securing an early lead. Banda then secured 2 more goals on May 19th during the game against the Seattle Reign. Early in the game, Banda scored with a header from the center of the box assisted by Adriana. Then later in the game, she scored with a right-footed shot from the center of the box. On May 24th, once again scored 2 goals, this time against the Portland Thorns. The Pride were backed by 2 first-half goals from Barbra Banda, which were good for her 7th and 8th goals of her season. Her first goal was headed into the back of the net, counting as her 4th header scored in the year, which is more than any single NWSL team has had as a collective. Like, I'm telling you, Barbra Banda is so insane. Like, everything she does, I'm like so impressed. Her second finish put her into a tie for the Golden Boot race alongside Thorns forward Sophia Smith at that time. Banda's brace is also her 3rd of the season, which tied for the club record for most braces in a single season. On June 21st, the Orlando Pride beat the Utah Royals 6-0, and Banda scored 2 goals this game. In the 27th minute, Carrie Obello received the ball high up the field in the Utah half from a throw-in before dribbling to the end of the line and releasing a whip cross into the box that found Barbra Banda at the back post, who managed to evade her marker and plant a header past the defenders and goalkeeper and right into the net. In the 86th minute of the game, Banda capitalized on a turnover. Banda seized upon a misplaced pass by Madison Pogarch deep in the Utah half and had time and space to run through one-on-one against Mandy Hott before taking a touch to round and evade the Utah Royals goalkeeper and then tap into the empty net. Lastly, on June 30th, when the Pride beat the Angel City FC, a careless back pass to Gordon was a bit offline, enabling Banda to get it to the ball first and speed past her with only Herersic behind. Banda dribbled it on goal and around Herersic. It looked like she might have taken too long to shoot as Reed nearly got in position to block it, but Banda still managed to put it in, marking her 11th goal of the season. I do also want to mention the fact that Orlando Pride has right now an unbeaten streak of 17 games, and they are leading in NWSL league right now and in NWSL history right now with 17 goals as a streak, winning 17 games as a streak. That's what I mean. They're unbeaten right now, so it's pretty insane for them. And given that they have Barbra Banda scoring all these amazing goals, it makes sense that they are in the lead. So now let's talk about Chawinga's 11 goals. She scored her first goal on March 30th against the Angel City FC. The goal came in the 51st minute, a perfect response to an Angel City goal by Senior Loire in the minute prior. And then on April 20th, she scored twice against Bay FC. Chawinga scored with a left-footed shot from outside the box that was assisted by V. Dury Bernardo. Her second goal was a right-footed shot from the right of the box, also assisted by Di Bernardo. On May 5th against the Houston Dash, the goal was very much the same, copy and paste, which is so funny. Chawinga scored with a left-footed shot from the center of the box, once again assisted by V. Di Bernardo. Clearly, these two work very powerful together. I'm sorry to spit everywhere. These two work very powerful together. I feel like they really lead the forward and all this. I don't know. If you had I do love the combo of Ali Waugh and Barbra Banda, but when Chawinga and Di Bernardo are together, I don't know. I think they are a better pair in the end. On June 9th against the Seattle Reign, Chawinga scored twice. Di Bernardo scored into the first 30 seconds of the second half, and literally just over a minute later, Chawinga scored. In the 28th minute, Chawinga scored again. Chawinga's goal capped an excellent team move, which started from a long ball forward by defender Elizabeth Ball. Ball's pass was perfectly weighted for Michelle Cooper, who made a bursting run down the right side of Seattle's defense and made it to the byline unopposed. She slid a ball across the penalty area for Chawinga, who was wide open at the back post to tap the ball into an empty net. Next, on June 14th, when the current win against the Chicago Red Stars, Bia slid a ball forward for Dabinia, but Dabinia ran over the ball and pulled a Chicago defender away from the action. That allowed Chawinga to run in behind Chicago's defense, and she took a touch forward and fired a low strike from just beyond a penalty shot past goalkeeper Alyssa Naher. On June 23rd, the team went against the Portland Thorns, and Chawinga dribbled through multiple Portland defenders and targeted the near post for a shot. Chawinga's left-footed effort beat the goalkeeper, securing a really big lead for the team. Lastly, let's talk about Chawinga's June 28th goal against the Houston Dash. In the 77th minute of the game, Rodriguez launched a through ball forward for Chawinga, who outmuscled a Houston defender and latched onto the pass after it struck a Dash defender near the penalty shot. Campbell came out for the loose ball as Chawinga attempted to shoot. Chawinga ultimately corralled the loose ball and steered it home to open the scoring. She scored a bit more than 10 minutes later, securing her 11th goal of the season. So moving on to Sophia Smith of the Portland Thorns has 10 goals. So she's obviously right there with Banda and Chawinga. I think she may be able to pass Chawinga's record. She scored a lot more in March, the beginning of the season, and if she can gain that scoring momentum back and her team can make more opportunities for her, I think she has a good chance of beating Chawinga in the Golden Boot race. And as a team, it really helps if you have a player who wins the Golden Boot race. So hopefully her team really emphasizes on making opportunities for her to score. I also wanted to mention that Mallory Swanson of the Chicago I always say Stars, and Oli Madassar of the Washington Spirit, they have 6 goals. Claire Esley of the Angel City FC, Savannah De Mello of the Racing Louisville, Corey Bethune of the Washington Spirit, Bia Zanerato of the Kansas City Current, Ella Stevens of Gotham FC, Bethany Balser of the Seattle Reign, and Louis Labonta of the Current are all tied at 5 goals. I do think all of them themselves are strong contenders for the Golden Boot race, but at this moment I think that Banda has really secured that top position, and I think Smith and Chawinga are going to stay very close at second. But I will say that I'm particularly really impressed with Corey Bethune because she is a new player. She is technically a rookie, and she's doing absolutely insane, clearly. I mean, she's leading in a Golden Boot race. So I'm just really impressed with her, and I can't wait to see how she does next season. I feel like she's definitely going to be a strong contender for the Golden Boot race next season, considering how she is right now. So we're now going to move into our last segment where we talk about the American swimmers that are faster than the Australian swimmers in the Olympic swimming events, as the games will be coming up pretty soon. Before we dive into that, no pun intended, we will take a short break. So I will see you guys all very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got on talking about the Golden Boot race in NWSL and who the top contenders are. And now, as trash talk between American and Australia swimmers escalates ahead of the Paris Olympics later this month, we are going to take a look at how the rivals currently stack up based on last month's Olympic trials. U.S. swimmers went faster in 18 of 28 individual events at their qualifying meet, including a huge 11-3 advantage on the men's side. The women's side is split 7-7. We are obviously just going to focus and talk about the women's side. Before we begin, I'm going to give some brief information about the rivalry between Americans and Australians in swimming. The Aussies collected 13 gold medals, 7 silvers. Wow, that was weird. I could not speak for a minute. The Aussies collected 13 gold medals, 7 silvers, and 5 bronze at the 2023 World Championships, marking just the second elite international meet since the Melbourne 1956 Olympics, where Australia has finished above the U.S. in the medal table. They're looking to carry that momentum into Paris later this month and snap a 68-year Olympic drought against the Team USA. But the Americans made a strong statement of their own with 2 world records at Lucas Oil Stadium last month. Americans currently own world-leading times in 6 individual events: Ryan Murphy in the 200 back, Matt Fallon in the 200 breast, Carson Foster in the 400 IM, Katie Ledecky in the 1500 free, Reagan Smith in the 100 back, and Gretchen Walsh in the 100 fly. Australians are right behind them with world-leading times in 5 events: Cam McOive McEvoy in the 50 free, Ariane Titmus in the 200 free and 400 free, and Kaylee McKeown in the 200 back and 200 IM. The U.S. swimming rivalry with Australia was, I want to say reignited last August when Kate Campbell talked about how much sweeter it is to beat America. She said, quote, "There were a couple of nights, particularly the first night of the competition, where we did not have to hear the Star Spangled Banner ring out through the stadium, and I cannot tell you how happy that made me. If I never hear that song again, it will be too soon. Bring on Paris, that's all I have to say. The U.S. stop being sore losers. When we're right next to each other in the warm-up area, the U.S. has this infernal cowbell that they ring, and as someone leaves to go out to the competition pool, they ring out USA, USA, and I've never wanted to punch someone more than steal that cowbell," unquote. So, yeah, on top of it, in the competition, and you'll see this in the Olympics, the U.S., they do these cowbell things to cheer on the teams and stuff, and it does frustrate Australian swimmers a lot. That makes sense. But the most decorated Olympian of all time, Michael Phelps, saw Campbell's comments for the first time last month, and as a response, he said, quote, "If somebody said that to me, I would lose it. I would literally make them eat every word they just said about me," unquote. Yeah, so as you can see, there's big rivalry right here. Last week, three-time Olympic gold medalist Stephanie Rice wrote an editorial agreeing with Phelps, and she wrote, quote, "The trash talking only fuels the Americans' drive to take us down, so let's stop giving them extra motivation. I believe our swim team is capable of taking the top spot, so let's let the swimming do the talking," unquote. And yeah, I mean, I'm not a big trash talking person on like courts, so anywhere you are, I'm not a big person on it. But it's how sports are, and you know what, let's let the swimming do the talking. I like that quote. So now let's talk about the Australians versus the Olympics and the swimming Olympic trials as we're gearing up for the games. Starting with the 50 free, Australia's Shayna Jack holds the first place position at 23.99 seconds. Simone Manuel is in second at, oh wait, sorry guys. Allow me to spoil that, at 23.13 seconds, and Gretchen Walsh is super duper close at 24.15 seconds. I really think Simone Manuel and Gretchen Walsh have the ability to beat Shayna Jack, but they will also have to worry about Meg Harris, who holds the fourth fastest time at 23.26 seconds. Also, I want to mention that in this left corner here. Yeah, left corner. Here I have like Australia is in blue right here and USA is in red. So the red font is everyone from the USA competing and blue font is everyone from Australia competing. So I just want to make that clear. For the 100 free, leading the pack is Molly O'Callaghan from Australia, who currently holds a top time of 52.33 seconds. Given her consistent performance and impressive finishes in previous competitions, she is the favorite to win the gold medal. Following closely is Kate Douglas from the USA with a time of 52.56 seconds. Douglas is likely to secure the silver medal as her current second place time is very close to O'Callaghan's. With a strong performance, she could potentially challenge for the top spot. Australia's Shayna Jack, with a time of 52.72 seconds, is predicted to win the bronze medal. Her consistency and high-level competition experience position her well for a place on the podium for sure. Tori Huss from the USA, with a time of 52.93 seconds, will be a strong contender for a medal and could potentially upset the current top three. While she is currently in fourth place compared to Australian and US competitors, her competitive spirit and ability to perform under pressure make her a dark horse for a podium finish. In the 200 free, Ariane Titmus leads at 1 minute 52.23 seconds. Australian Molly O'Callaghan is in second at 1 minute 52.58 seconds. And third and fourth are two Americans, Katie Ledecky and Claire Weinstein, at 1 minute 55.22 seconds and 1 minute 56.18 seconds respectively. I have a feeling that Katie Ledecky can beat O'Callaghan, but considering that her fastest time is a whole 3 seconds faster, it will definitely be very difficult. I have a lot of faith that Titmus will be able to secure the gold medal in this event, for sure, unfortunately. But yeah, in the 400 free, Titmus leads again at 3 minutes 55.44 seconds. Titmus's impressive time and strong track record make her the favorite to win the gold medal in this event as well. And she also secured a world record at this trials. Following closely is Kayla Ledecky from the US with a time of 3 minutes 58.35 seconds. Ledecky is really known for her dominance in freestyle events, and she's likely to secure a silver medal, if not maybe a first place medal. I don't know. I'm hoping for a first place medal in this event for sure. But, you know, she is known more for the longer distance events. So, yeah. Her experience and competitive edge, though, could potentially challenge Titmus for the top spot for sure. In third place is American swimmer Paige Madden with a time of 4 minutes 2.08 seconds. Madden's performance positions her well for a bronze medal as she continues to improve and compete at the highest level. In the fourth spot is Australian swimmer Lanny Pallister with a time of 4 minutes 2.27 seconds. Pallister will be a strong contender for a medal and could potentially disrupt the current top three. Her competitive spirit and ability to perform under pressure make her a formidable competitor in this event. Titmus is also leading in the 800 free, with Ledecky following closely in second. Titmus has a time of 8 minutes 14.06 seconds, and Ledecky's time is 8 minutes 14.12 seconds. Given Ledecky's history and prowess in distance freestyles events, there was a strong possibility that she could surpass Titmus and secure the gold medal. This race is expected to be a particularly competitive race, with Ledecky's experience and determination playing a key role in her potential victory. In third place is Australian swimmer Laney Pallister with a time of 8 minutes 18.46 seconds. Pallister's performance positions her well for a bronze medal as she continues to demonstrate her capabilities in long distance events. In fourth place is Paige Madden with a time of 8 minutes 20.71 seconds. Madden will for sure be a strong contender for a medal and could potentially upset the current standings with a strong performance, but I definitely think that Kayla Ledecky can secure that first or second spot. The upcoming Olympic 1500 meter freestyle event is set to be a showcase of incredible endurance and determination, with Katie Ledecky leading the field. Ledecky dominated this event with a leading time of 15 minutes 37.35 seconds in the trials. Known for her prowess in long distance freestyles, Ledecky is the clear favorite to win the gold medal, giving her significant lead and consistent performances. In second place is Laney Pallister from Australia with a time of 15 minutes 53.79 seconds. Pallister's strong showing positions her well for the silver medal as she continues to demonstrate her capabilities in distance events. American swimmer Katie Grimes is currently in third place with a time of 15 minutes 57.77 seconds. Grimes' performance makes her a strong contender for the bronze medal, showcasing her potential to compete at the highest level. In fourth place is Australian Moesha Johnson with a time of 15 minutes 57.85 seconds. Johnson's close time to Grimes indicates a competitive race for the bronze medal, where literally any small improvement could change the standings. We do not have time to finish all the events in today's episode, so stay tuned for tomorrow as we continue talking about the rest of the events. But for the end of this segment, I'm going to talk about the individual medleys. In the 200 IM, Kaylee McKeown leads with a time of 2 minutes 6.63 seconds. McKeown's impressive time and consistent performance makes her the favorite to win the gold medal in this event. Close behind is Kate Douglas from the US with a time of 2 minutes 6.79 seconds. Douglas, with her near identical time to McKeown, is a strong contender for the gold medal and is likely to secure at least the silver medal. The competition between Kate McKeown and Douglas will be one of the highlights of the event for sure, with both swimmers pushing each other to their limits. And third is American Alex Walsh, who has a time of 2 minutes 7.86 seconds. Walsh's solid performance positions her well for the bronze medal as she continues to show strong capabilities in the IM. She will be looking to close the gap on the leaders and potentially move up the standings with a strong swim. In fourth place is Australian Ella Ramsey with a time of 2 minutes 9.32 seconds. Ramsey's performance puts her in contention for a medal, and any improvements in her time could see her challenging for a podium finish. Lastly, in the 400 IM, Katie Grimes leads the field with a time of 4 minutes 35 seconds. Close on her heels is fellow American Emma Wyant with a time of 4 minutes 35.56 seconds. Wyant's close time to Grimes ensures a thrilling contest for the gold medal, with both swimmers capable of taking the top spot. Wyant is likely to secure at least a silver medal, but performance could push her to challenge for gold. In third place is Australian Ella Ramsey with a time of 4 minutes 36.56 seconds. Ramsey's strong performance positions her well for the bronze medal. She will be looking to improve her time and potentially challenge the top two swimmers for a higher podium finish. In fourth place is another Australian, Jenna Forrester, with a time of 4 minutes 38.16 seconds. Forrester's performance keeps her in contention for a medal, and any improvement in her time could see her challenging for a spot on the podium. So that concludes today's episode of the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you guys once again, and have a wonderful day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.